You're listening to Full Wales, See Wales, the podcast about Wales and Welsh politics. If you want to be more informed about Wales and everything that goes on here, keep listening after this.
Robin and Mel, we have a new sponsor.
No.
Yes. They are called Hello Starling. So Hello Starling are media planning and buying specialists. Now, I didn't really understand what that was. I thought it was kind of like people who did like social media agencies or PR or marketing. It's not that, it's slightly different. So what these guys do is they essentially place adverts. They buy advertising space. They plan how they are going to put your brand product in front of other people. And this isn't just like digital stuff. It's also things like the back of a parking ticket, in the sky with a blimp. You know those billboards in my newsletter?
Yeah, they look great.
They did them.
No way.
Oh, amazing. They're honestly, genuinely, they're really good. Yeah, they are great.
When I was like just doing journalism and I wasn't doing the business side of it, I didn't probably realise how hard it is to get attention. And so Hello Starling are basically for attention-seeking businesses. And part of me is like, oh, it feels a bit, do I want to do that? But basically, you're in a world where everybody's trying to get your attention.
Yeah, of course.
And it's quite hard to do that. What I like most, because I'm a bit of a dork, is they use data.
Oh, yeah, come on.
So they use stuff which is measurable. They plan based on analytics and data. And what they also do afterwards is they can show you how it's worked and whether it's worked and why it's worked, which I really love. So if you're like a marketing manager, you're a CEO, you're a chief exec, I think those things might be the same.
I'm none of those things, but I'm still interested.
Yeah, you know who'd know? Hello Starling.
So basically, you go to their website, it's hellostarling.com, and you can look at how they can help basically get your brand in front of the eyes of people who you want to see it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just people who help you show off. That's perfect.
Exactly, we've got to do it. There's no point starting a business and being chill about it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, so what was it? Hello Starling.
hellostarling.com.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Full Wales, See Wales. My name is Robin Morgan.
My name is Mel Owen.
And I'm Will Hayward.
Hello, everybody.
How is everybody doing?
I'm feeling good.
Pretty good.
Feeling very good. It was so nice to get back in the studio last week.
100%.
Yes.
September, we're back. Autumn, feels like everyone's kind of back to work and stuff.
Oh, no, you're not doing pumpkins yet, though, are you?
No, I'm not really a pumpkin spice boy.
You're not a PSL guy.
Not
You've got PSL all over you.
I used to be.
Yeah, you did. What happened?
I haven't. Do they do a? This is so Robin Morgan. Do they do a sugar-free pumpkin spice?
I'm sure you could.
They
get
must
one.
do, right?
Yeah.
I might get back into it.
PSL is
Sugar-free.
pumpkin
Spice
spice.
latte.
You know those
I thought it was
girls
like
who wear
Persian sign language.
no.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some girls who are Persian Sign Language girls.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I think it's the kind of thing that you can meet Persian Sign Language girls in your area. I think it's like a pop-up at the bottom of your browser.
Nice. The internet just keep telling me they are available right
Yeah.
now for
Well,
me.
that's your algorithm, Will. Pumpkin Spice Latte girls, yes, it's very much a brand.
It is, yeah. The Keach girls, you know?
Keach?
Yeah. KITSHCH.
I don't know any words.
You're so old.
What's
Just like, those girls who are like, the Uggs and the leggings and the perfect, they go travelling and they got the Versace luggage and everything's matching. The very Instagram girls, the pumpkins,
They've probably got a sign saying Herg, that sort of phrase. Huga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, want some sign language so he understands what's
Have
going
you been
on.
in a coma for 20 years? What's happened?
I thought I was hip.
Down with it.
Do you know what? I had such
What's
a moment.
Herga?
Hugo, it's Swedish.
I think it's Danish.
The hug manifesto. HYGGE.
Yes.
Yeah.
HYGGE.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. Yeah. I liked it.
My mum used to have it laminated above her sink.
She's a PSL lady.
She's a PSL gal.
Oh, she is not.
Does she like a pumpkin spice latte?
I make a really good one. I'd like to make your mother one. Yeah.
Who said I got a mother?
I'd like to make your mother one. Is almost like the name of a 90s album.
It is, but it's, yeah.
It's like a hot chocolate album. I'd like to make your mother one.
Does your mama know what PSL means?
Yeah.
I would inform her.
This is getting quite sexy, I think. I think Mel wants to bang your mum.
Look, she's a hot lady. I've got a lot of respect for Anita, right? I do. I'm sweating so much. I'm really sweating. I want to be Will's stepmom.
Yeah.
So you want my dad?
No, your mum.
No.
I don't want either of them, really, if we're being honest. This has got out of hand.
You're listening/watching to Wales's premier political podcast. Isn't that fun?
We're trying to work
For
out...
Wales, see Will's mum. I am wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
I
it.
am too as well.
I'm having a nice time.
Yeah.
Do you know where else you're going to have a nice time?
Go on.
Wrexham.
T-Pow,
Yes.
bitch. Yeah, we're going to do a live show. I believe it'll be sort of 3 days after this episode goes out, maybe
Yes.
2 or 3 days. So
Exactly. You can listen to this on the drive to the live show, just as a little amuse-bouche.
listen to it during the live show. Just pop your headphones on. Ignore the live show.
Exactly.
Pay for a ticket. That's the main thing.
It's good. Well, so it's two halves. We've had a planning meeting, a strategy meeting. We've got a special guest as well.
We do have a special guest.
Who's going to be joining us. We're excited about it.
Yeah, really are.
I've got,
So I'm still sweating. I'm just trying to ban myself without you guys noticing.
I've got something very silly planned.
Yes, you've mentioned this, but you won't tell us what it is.
I'm so excited for this.
Well, for fans of Will's mum, you'll...
My dad will be there.
Who I trust is a fan of your mum, so he'll enjoy
Yeah.
it.
They're divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we can tell. We can tell.
Yeah. That is the meanest thing you've ever said to him.
Is that me?
It was great.
Oh,
it was
cool,
great.
cool,
Back
cool.
is so hard. but-
Robin's doing his look, which he sometimes does to me, where he knows he has gone over the line. And it's been horrible, but he's found himself too funny that he can't row back from it.
Can't really
He
look him in the
can't stop
eye.
himself, yeah.
Do you know what he's going to do when we go? He goes, "Oh, really enjoyed that, mate," and he's going to try and give me a hug.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed
And because I'm a product of divorce, I'm going to accept any love I can.
it. And so your father's going to be there.
Father's going to be there.
Um,
He prefers Papa Hayward.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
that's really
exciting.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to the one in Cardiff, but he was ill.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dada Hayward's going to be there. My parents will not be there. Sorry.
I feel like I want to say something mean about them, but
Feel
that'd
free
be a
to.
horrible thing to do.
I mean, feel free to if you'd like to.
No, he was complimentary about my newsletter.
My dad did like your newsletter. He enjoyed your Radio 4 documentary as well. And
What's your dad's first name?
his name's Kevin.
That's a good dad name.
Yeah, it's joint Kevin Sue.
Yeah. Kevin Sue.
As in my mum's called
Oh,
Sue.
I thought his
his name-
middle name was
I thought
Sue.
he was like Korean.
Yeah, does
This is my dad, Kevin Sue.
Kevin Sue. Yeah. Does that not come across from my complexion?
No, but you are ethnically ambiguous, as
Thank you
we've
very
always
much.
said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The whitest person I've ever seen.
So?
No, I think you're very Caucasian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Do you say thank you to that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you've said it now. You've shown your true colours.
Thank you. Do you mean that? Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Live show, come along. It's autumn. Pumpkin spice latte. Politics. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do politics.
Great.
Cool.
Fuck, that was chaotic. No, that was you. For clarity,
So
I
silly.
don't want to bang you, but
Thank you. Can you
Yeah.
clip that? When was the last time you guys got the bus?
I got one last week into town. I caught the bus from outside my house
In Cardiff.
in Cardiff.
What are you, Melanie?
I got it at Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh.
Yes, I love the Edinburgh buses. They're great. They're fit. They're purple. They're spacious.
Fit.
Do you know? There's just
What
something
makes them
allure.
good? What is it that makes them so good?
Well, they're regular for a start. They don't just come like once an hour. Like,
Sure.
you know, you don't have to plan. You can walk to the bus stop and there's one coming.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You
As
know?
opposed to if I miss this bus, then my plans are fucked.
Yeah,
That kind of
exactly.
thing.
You know
Yeah.
there's one coming. And they're just like easy to use. You know, I would say, because I grew up in the countryside, there was one bus a week and I went on a Tuesday morning and it was one way. So, you know, like it was the post bus, it was the postman. So you got in with the postman, the
Yeah.
post bus. I think I've spoken
Oh,
about
is
this
that
before.
actually like
You
you
have.
genuinely? So
Yeah.
that was the only bus you could get.
Yeah, and I remember a listener actually sent us a photo of their post bus in their village. So, like, this is like, I think, a countryside thing, maybe
I'd
a Welsh
argue it's
thing.
not a bus.
It's
That's
a big
my
van,
hot take.
You know, it was a man putting us in the back of his van on a Tuesday morning.
It was a kidnapping. It was a Tuesday morning kidnapping.
Yeah, one way.
For money.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, if it happens to you multiple times, the blame's on you.
Yeah. I kept turning up to it, you know.
Yeah. What were you wearing now?
With
What
the
were you
tie
wearing?
wraps.
Yeah.
Tie wraps already on. Like, come on.
Single, please.
As we record this on Monday, the 1st of September, the Welsh Government has made an announcement. Well, it's not an announcement. A new scheme has come in. So this scheme means that from today, people aged between 16 and 21 in Wales are entitled to discounted bus fares. So this is part of a pilot scheme. So single fares for everyone between 16 and 21 will cost £1, just £1. Day tickets, £3. So considerably cheaper than they would be normally. You have to download, use an app called the My Travel Pass app and sign up to that. This month it's just 16 to 21, but it's going to be extended for kids aged 11 to 15 from November.
Sounds very positive.
Yeah, it does sound positive.
Yeah, it is unequivocally a good thing. So buses are in many ways the kind of unsung heroes in the challenge against congestion and against pollution.
Sure.
Obviously, people talk about trains a lot, and we talk about trains a lot on this podcast, don't we? But the problem with trains is if you want to expand rail travel and you want to build new lines, you want to build new stations, you're talking decades of planning. If you want to create a new bus route, realistically, you can probably do it in about 6 weeks. Get the license, you get the bus, and that's something that you can run. So it's a really easy way to expand out public transport. And actually, it is the most popular form of public transport in Wales. We talk about trains, but that's often because richer people tend to use trains.
Sure.
Poor people in Wales overwhelmingly use buses rather than trains. It's a really, really effective tool for reducing congestion. One of the problems with it is that buses have declined massively in the UK outside of London. In London, still really, really widely used. In Wales, I've got some of the figures here. Between 2005 and 2019, the number of bus journeys per capita, so per person, declined by a quarter. Obviously, COVID, that totally collapsed. Basically, at COVID, it fell 75%. It was 25% of pre-pandemic levels, and it's really struggled to recover. So right now, we had that massive drop, that quarter drop from 2005 to 2019. But now, since COVID, where it dropped 75%, we've only recovered to half of pre-COVID levels. So
and how are those people getting around then? Have they bought bikes? Have they...
So that's a really good question. So part of the reason for the drop is because a lot more people working from home.
Right, sure, yeah, makes sense.
You've also got a lot of elderly people who really did use buses a lot. They often now get doctor's appointments on the phone. They do them via Zoom.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
And older people had them discounted already, right? Over 60s?
Yes, there are bus passes available for older people. Producer Daryl is pointing... I think you're over 60.
Fuck off, you over 60? You look great.
He does look amazing, doesn't he?
Are we seeing the bus
we're going to get a
pass?
bus pass.
He's getting his bus pass out for the lads.
There we go. Have a little look.
That's great. So what do you do when you go on the bus? You just sort of flash that. You pop it on the reader and it scans it.
Is it free?
It's free to travel. There you go. Nice. I can't wait to be 60.
You got it last year, and they're valid for 10 years. It says expires in 2034. I'm not being mean, but to give somebody who's older a 10-year...
Robin! In front of Daryl!
I didn't say Daryl, I said an older person.
Do you
Some
know,
people, in 10 years when that expires, when you get your next 6 travel passes because you're going to outlive us all...
That was rude.
do you know
It's not rude. Am I having a rude day?
You are. Do you know what? We've already had old people have a go at me, actually, last week. I was going to apologise, but...
What happened?
Because I said that old people are the only people doing 20 mile an hour. And some people contacted me like, that's really rude, because I've actually done many speed awareness courses, and I'm a bad driver, and I'm 60. So, you know...
Happy to put that on record.
Yeah.
Old people are also shit.
Yeah.
Mel's happy to clarify that.
Do you know what's most annoying about? I know this also makes me sound almost as ageist as Mel.
Yeah.
But the thing
I love when the glare just goes. The 3-person dynamic is wonderful because there's always one of us who's being picked on.
Yeah.
there is always one of us that's been picked on, and we all know who that almost always
Will,
is.
shut up and tell your shit story.
So this is going to make me sound almost as ageist as Mel, but what's most annoying about Daryl being over 60 is the fact that he helped me with so many tech issues. Literally anything tech-wise, Daryl fixes for me.
Fair.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a very good man. So, buses. Basically, buses have also got more expensive. So, fares in Wales, if you adjust them for inflation have increased by 20% over the last decade. So they're getting more expensive. Do you remember a few months ago we were talking about Wales's plan for like a London-style bus network, so an all-Wales bus network?
Yeah.
This is legislation that once it's passed by the Senedd will put buses under public ownership and they'll be able to decide what bus services provide, because basically the Tories back in the 80s, early 90s, they privatised bus services. And in a way, this was one of the arguments for this was, it will make it more efficient. But the problem is when you make bus services based on profit and demand, there'll be especially rural routes like Melville experienced. They get cut because not many people are using them. But they're also the people who need the bus service the most.
Yeah.
Like if I want to get from my house, which is about a mile out of Cardiff city centre, into town, but I can walk, I can cycle, I can get a train once they build a metro, and I can get a bus. None of those are options really for someone who lives really rurally. And actually a bus is often the only way of doing it. So these proposals, which were first published 6 years ago, could take another 5 years to deliver. That change isn't going to happen quickly. But what's really nice, I really like about the changes the Welsh Government have brought in with young people is so much of travelling and how people conduct themselves in day-to-day lives is habit. If you get young people in the habit of using the bus, they have the apps, they understand how it works, they understand the network, they understand that the number 22 is going to take them there, that to get to their mates, they have to get on the number 32 and change, and it's clear and it's identified and you can see when the bus is going to turn up. If you can make that behaviour change early, you've got a really good chance of then entrenching that for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Well, I remember when I was going to town with friends as like a teenager, it would be catching the bus, but it wouldn't be like one of those like digital signs. It would be like reading the timetable. But then if the one just didn't turn up, you're like, well,
it's like a spreadsheet, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is that so? This just isn't turning up. Okay, that's fine. On to the next one. Right, great. But my kids are they get very excited riding the bus. We still don't pay for them. I think we should pay for one of them at least, but I just pay. I just say like one for me. Don't ask how old. I'm going to lie to you at how old they are.
Either way, I'm going to lie. So,
yeah. She's 2 weeks old and walking.
So you admitted your speeding this week, your theft of innocent bus travel this week.
I haven't admitted anything.
Do you know, I had a very traumatic experience on a bus once as a child in Bermuda, and because my auntie lives out there, and we'd gone out for a wedding, and it was a very stressful week anyway, and I was 3 years old, and my mum, which I would arguably say this is bad parenting, sent me off onto the bus first, and she was like, go and save our seat, and then her and my auntie were arguing, because they're sisters, and were arguing on the pavement, and the bus just drove away.
Oh my God.
And I am screaming blue murder on this bus, because I'm like, I'm on an island. Like, I don't know anybody here.
I'm 3.
I'm 3 years old.
You're in Bermuda, which is notorious for getting lost.
Thank you, Will. Exactly my point, right? It was awful. I will never forget watching, like, my mum disappear into the distance.
What happened?
Did the driver
stop? The driver, heard a child, like, screaming and was like... Also, we've talked about Island Time before. They're very chilled out there, you know? So he was like, it's going to be okay. And my mum starts like... I would say she didn't run to get the bus. She, like, walked casually.
Yeah, sure.
But she tells this story laughing. She thinks it's hilarious.
And does she think it's the driver's fault?
Yeah.
Or yours?
Yeah, you shouldn't have run on. But yeah, I think that's bad parenting. Would you have sent your child on and be like, save us a seat?
No.
No, there we go, Donna.
But
Thank
also
you.
I respect Donna.
I've got nothing to say about Donna because it's not polite to talk about people's mums.
That's true. You're not going to say hello to Donna?
Oh, piss
You're
off.
ignoring Donna. So I don't know. I'm in a bitchy mood today.
You
I'm
are
sorry.
today. You're so right about the habits, though, because I think after that trauma, I was like, fuck the buses. I'm not going back on them. It's a good thing Rosa Parks didn't have the same attitude, but there we go. No, but seriously.
It's fair though.
Yeah, thank you, Rosa,
She had
for your
one
work.
bad experience on the bus the time before.
I went, fuck this.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck the buses, man.
Yeah.
Gonna get an e-scooter.
To be fair,
Rosa Parks
if Rosa
on
Parks
an e-scooter.
You know those horrible things on Facebook you see that Paddington holding hands with the Queen? Someone should do one of those pictures of Rosa Parks on an e-scooter. We've got talented listeners.
Yeah. Please, we want them. What I was trying to say is, in the spirit of Rosa, is because I've never used them as a child and now never think to use the bus unless I'm at Fringe. Weirdly.
Yeah, sure.
'Cause I'm so in the habit of using my
So
fridge.
if you live like around the city centre,
Yeah.
like sort of like, but would you get the train in? Would you drive in? Would you walk in?
I'd walk or Uber.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd never drive because that's so much faff.
Yeah.
So I'd walk, and if I run out of time, then I'd Ubs.
Oops. Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm genuinely the thought of getting the bus never comes into my mind.
Yeah, I only think about it in London when I'm there with my girlfriend because she catches buses.
Because she's a bus driver.
Yeah, 'cause she's a bus driver.
It's a nice way of quality time.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. It's nice.
Yeah. If I want attention, I just ding.
Yeah, so needed. Double ding.
Right. So yeah, overall, I think it's a good thing. It's pleasing to see, and I hope they roll it out for more people in Wales.
I have one more question.
Yes.
How did they come up with this idea?
So long-term listeners will remember we did say that they needed to do something around buses back in October last year, and that maybe like £1 travel would be really good.
For young people, I think we said.
I think we did. I don't think we can claim credit for.
I mean, I'm going to.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Wales See Wales is.
It's our first ever policy.
This is our first ever policy.
Next, hanging.
Calm down, Nigel.
I've had too many coffees today.
really
You can
have.
really tell, can't you?
Right, let's move on. So last week we talked about the 20-mile-an-hour limit. We're not going to go on about it too long, not least because some people online find it triggering. But what I do want to talk about is the 20-mile-an-hour Facebook groups. So there was, during the kind of peak 20-mile-an-hour mania, there was these Facebook groups which like sprung up, and they were basically... people could join them, and they were called stuff like anti-20-mile-an-hour, no to the blanket 20-mile-an-hour limit. And they got like thousands of people joining them. And it's not unreasonable for people to join if you're concerned about the 20-mile-an-hour limit and you live in Wales and you join. It's a way to, I can't imagine caring that much about it. But if that's something you care about, fair enough. That's fine.
Can I ask a question? And what did in a genuine way, not taking the piss, what did people hope would happen of being a part of these groups? Was it just a space for everybody to complain together, sincerely? Or was it like, let's take action and this is a good place for us to organise said action?
Yeah, I mean, it often depends on the group itself. If you control a Facebook group with lots of people in, that's actually a really powerful thing to have, because essentially you can pump whatever you want onto people's timelines. So lots of people will set up Facebook groups in order to get an audience there. But the thing is, you can repurpose a group to be anything you want. So all you have to do is change the name of it. And then
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so then suddenly that group, which was I like flexing and my t-shirts rips, like a bit of a joke, suddenly which had 50,000 views. If you change that to, I'm really annoyed about a hotel in Epping, suddenly that's got all those groups.
And then you're like, oh, I don't realise it. I didn't think I clicked on liking that page, but clearly I did. So this is now my personality.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the groups were advertising themselves as this is a way of mobilising opposition. Some of them just were kind of repurposed. But there's loads of reasons people get into them. I remember at the time, and we spoke about this, I'm not going to go over this too much, but there was one which was clearly been run by a Conservative in Sunderland who was a councillor who supported 20 miles an hour where he was. And we talked then about how obviously some of these groups were not kind of organic grassroots groups. They were run by politicians and political party employees to try and marshal opposition to people they saw as political opponents. So I've gone through some of the old Facebook groups. And I'll talk you through one. This one's title is ! Capital letters, 20 is not plenty, : lowercase, a group to discuss the 20-mile blanket speed restrictions.
That sounds very civil.
Yeah,
I like it.
really calm.
Discussion.
Measured.
So over the last 6 months, that one has just been totally co-opted by Reform supporters. It just pushes a pro-Farage agenda. Multiple posts a day, usually attacking immigrants and Sadiq Khan.
Is it still called the 20?
Yep.
Oh, so it's still called
Still
that.
called that.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
basically, that is a group which has been co-opted to push a certain political agenda. Doesn't really mention 20 miles an hour now, except for it did mention my newsletter when I spoke about it, and I got some fantastic messages. Little do they know, they're just increasing my engagement. But there is one group, which is North Wales, uppercase, against blanket 20 miles an hour limits. And this is a bit different. So this has got 2,500 followers. And it's had lots of posts in the last 6 months. But what is really interesting about this is they almost all are posts by prominent members of the Conservative Party in Wales or their staff. So former Tory MP for Ynys Môn, Virginia Crosby, posts on there.
Go on, Crossers.
current Welsh Tory leader and olive branch enthusiast Darren Miller also posts on there.
Miller Lite.
So they'll post stuff like some of it's like local stuff about North Wales, but it's all like highly politicised. And
they're members of this group and they're just posting just like,
well,
hey guys.
only them are posting. And when I went on the admins of the group, they were all related to the Tory party in Wales. So they're only allowing posts from Welsh Conservatives.
Oh, it's just one of those groups that you have to approve posts when people...
Exactly. So there's been stuff from a guy called Will Martin, who at the time appears to be working for the North Wales Conservative MS Sam Rowlands. Now, so obviously it appears that they are only allowing Tory-related stuff on the group. However, there is one post on there which was allowed, which apparently is not a Tory post. And it was from, do you remember that Twitter account called Doge Cymru?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It was highly intelligent content, often really highbrow.
Shining a light on all the wastes in Wales.
Yeah, by waste, what we mean is just relentlessly attacking female non-conservative MSs.
Yeah.
So clearly, horrible account. We can say what we want about them because can't libel them because they're not identified.
Yeah.
That was allowed to post.
Right.
Which I would tentatively suggest, now this is tentative, that perhaps that means that account is related in some way to the Welsh Conservatives. I'm not saying it is.
But the math do be mathing a little bit.
Tentatively.
Yeah. Tentatively, the math do be mathing.
I like a murder mystery and I feel like I'm just like, oh, that's a clue.
Yeah.
That's a clue.
That is a clue.
That is
exciting.
Yeah.
Just leave that there.
Yeah. What posts are they putting out? Like, what was their big concern? I'm assuming no longer 20 mile an hour related. They've moved on.
Yeah. Like who remembers play days and stuff like that now? It'll be quite sort of like going back into early days of...
Or the classic you see
I miss no house party.
The classic you see on loads of this posts where it's like a picture of a child where they're pretending it's from like the 70s. And it's like, we might not have had much, but we played outside and we knew what like... our values were. Yeah, we were happy.
Yeah.
We did.
Leave your front doors unlocked.
Yeah.
You played with a wooden hoop.
Yeah, just played with a cup and ball over and over again.
Yeah, famously the 70s, no threat to anybody.
Wonderful time.
Yeah.
No issues whatsoever.
I'd quite like to be a member of some of these groups. I might try and join them.
Yeah, well, do you know what's really funny? I'm in so many kind of hate-filled groups as a different account.
Oh, right. Okay, so you don't use your proper name. Will I have to create a new account for me to get into these groups?
I mean, I'm in loads of them for like journalistic purposes.
Sure.
Just because it's quite
But if I
interesting.
support the cause.
I remember.
Then your cause, you do you. Yeah.
I remember one time I was in one of these groups and I saw I'd done a piece which had really upset them and they were saying, "Oh, where does this guy live? We need to work out where he lives." So they were going through my social media trying to work out stuff, and so I was commenting, going, "Yeah, I've heard he lives in Swansea." Which is where I do live.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. Thanks for commuting in. That's why you were late today.
Yeah.
123 Fake Streets.
Fake
That's a
Streets.
Simpsons reference.
So these people who there's a big assumption that if you're anti the blanket ban, then you'll also be anti all the stuff that Doge Conservative / Reform Light.
Well, these are I think things like 20 miles an hour are really, they're like the openings of rabbit holes that you can pull people into.
Yeah, I suppose if you were somebody who was so angry about 20 mile an hour, chances are you're probably angry about other shit as well.
Like if I show you every single day stuff like migrants are bad, and I just show you that 3 times a day, and I show you that kind of rhetoric, and even if you don't believe that, but you see it everything, like it permeates your mind, it goes into your brain.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of the purpose of these groups.
And they become those flag shaggers that we're seeing everywhere now.
Yeah.
I do love how they're all posting Paddington as well. Second shout out on the pod. But they're all posting him. I'm like, he literally came over in a small boat illegally.
Yeah.
Literally.
I saw an amazing response. Someone had done a Cross of St. George on a roundabout, and someone had posted, explain how this is supposed to protect women. And someone had replied going, because all the people posting it, all the people doing this vandalism are out of the house.
Yeah, fucking hell.
It's true though.
Yeah,
it is true. Men do need hobbies.
Yeah, sense of community.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Shall we move on?
Please.
Yes.
We have now had a year of Lenand Morgan as First Minister.
That's cool.
Her reign of a year. How have we found it?
I'll ask you guys, how do you think she's done?
Oh, I think she's been to quite a few raves. That's been quite good. I've been raving quite hard.
Yeah, have you with a Lenand or just in the spirit of a Lenand?
No, in sort of tribute, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think
her in mind.
lots of glow sticks.
Yeah.
A year seems like a crazy amount of time. Also feels like there hasn't been that much controversy compared to Vaughan's
Yeah.
reign.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of thing of like, you know, when Joe Biden won in 2021, and it's like, oh, the president isn't the news story. That's to the top of the news every single
Politics
day.
became boring again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of felt like there's been bits of there's been a few sort of like, oh, this is her rebrand and, you know, these big speech moments and stuff. But yeah, you know, it's mostly been sort of, I don't know, being pushed out of the news agenda.
Would you use the phrase steadied the ship?
Ooh, I mean, possibly. I mean, I'm not funny. They were pretty rocky waters before, weren't they? So
mutinous, some would say.
Yeah, yes, they would. So, you know, I suppose, and like you say, like very little controversy, kind of low impact in a kind of profile way, which I actually don't think is a bad thing. You know, I think, you know, I can't remember when it was, but everyone was like, let's get back to boring politics. And I think there's an element of that with her. That's not to say that, you know, she couldn't do more, especially like sticking up to Labour in Westminster. But I think generally speaking, there will be a lot of people who maybe don't know that she's First Minister.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. I think you're right about when we say the ship was in pretty rocky water. I mean, the ship under Vaughan Gethin had a huge gash in the side of it and water was pouring in.
Yeah.
They've now patched that, but with like a sponge.
Sure.
So the water's still coming in. So I think if we're going to strain this analogy, she's basically just bailing at exactly the same speed that the water's coming in.
Okay, so it's coming in, but she's getting rid of it as well.
Yeah, but things aren't getting better.
I see.
No, I don't think that the tide. This is so fucking nautical. I don't think the tide has turned. And I didn't mean to keep going down this fishy analogy, but it feels like it's Labour, Welsh Labour's infighting doesn't seem to be the top news agenda, and there's no votes of no confidence and things like that. But we talked about policy earlier on. You know, the bus part, you know, the free bus travel, but it feels like, what are we doing? How are we trying to get people to, you know, what are you trying to do? What are you going to announce policy stuff? Does that seem stupid to do that with 9 months to go before an election if you can't actually... Well, the budget was a big thing, right? To be able to pass that. But that felt like that was a very Mark Drakeford heavy thing. So in terms of it, Eluned...
Yeah, in an election year, I would expect to know more about what she sees for Wales.
Yeah, so... For context, for listeners, so we have a lot of listeners who aren't in Wales. Actually, while we're here, I was in Tiny Rebel on Friday, and a couple of blokes came up to me and were like, we love the podcast, we really enjoy it. So a big shout out to...
David Yuan and Max Boyce.
So big shout out to Carwyn and Errol.
Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
What were they drinking?
I don't know what they were drinking, but when they saw me ordering a non-alcoholic beer, I changed to an alcoholic beer.
Well,
Why?
you fucking coward. Because you must be man of the people.
I am man of the people.
Were you scared it was going to make you like a little soy boy or something?
No, I
just got to be honest.
I didn't need a lot of convincing to switch to an alcoholic beer. And then I saw people when I was I love 2 pints of anyway.
of beef drink.
Lime and soda. For people who are listening who aren't aware of the context, so Lenand Morgan came in August last year. Labour had been kicking lumps out of each other for 7 months in Wales. Vaughan Gethin had come in. There'd been a whole thing. We've done it to death. Google it. Some incredible award-winning journalism on it. There was the Jeremy Miles side and there was the Vaughan Gethin side within Welsh Labour. Huge divide, really, really bitter. And they were like, right, we need to sort this out. So Vaughan Gethin left. And Eluned Morgan basically became First Minister, and Hugh Ranker-Davies, who we, very nice chap, who we had on the live show from the Royal Welsh, became leader and deputy leader, essentially because they were the only ones that anyone could stand. So that was why they became leader. And I think this was a big issue because it meant there wasn't a leadership contest.
Yeah.
And the lack of a leadership contest, the priority for people in Welsh Labour, the amount of times people would say, they're unity candidates. But the problem is, when you have two sides that hate each other. And it wasn't all personal. Some of it was about the direction that the Welsh Party needs to go in and the future for Welsh Labour. When you have two groups who hate each other, basically just having someone in the middle who both sides don't hate isn't really enough. Because, like, not kicking lumps out of each other isn't unity, and silence doesn't mean there's no contempt. And I think if they had had a proper leadership contest where they had essentially, like, got rid of the infection, they'd argued it out, they'd thrashed it out and said, right, this is the direction we're going in. That would have, although initially more painful, would have been better longer term, because we've ended up with Eluned Morgan. I was trying to work out how she has done, and I can't get away from the fact that actually it's just, people say, oh, it's fine, it hasn't been in the news and stuff. But when you look at the state of Wales, and when you look at the threat posed by quite extreme elements of our now kind of political landscape, I think her leadership has been completely anemic. I think it's been poor. I think ultimately, like, we've just muddled along. 12 months, what is she going to say to the people of Wales about how she has made their lives better? She had a listening exercise. The whole point, one big thing she was saying is we're going to get the waiting list down. She's got the longest waits down a bit. They've now flatlined again. Let me give you an example of how, like, they Welsh Labour under Lenand Morgan really believe if they get the longest waits in the Welsh NHS down, that will be seen as enough by the electorate to give them another chance. Now, I got a call from Cardiff and Vale Health Board. So I've been on the waiting list for 3 years for someone to look at my knee. I know I've torn my cartilage in my knee. I've torn my meniscus. I know it because I did it when I was young. And I know I've done it. So every time I play sport, basically get loads of fluid, it swells up. It's a bit of a nightmare. I've been waiting 3 years. So I got a call from someone this week saying, hello, Mr. Hayward, we appreciate you've been on the waiting list for a very long time. Do you still want someone to look at it? I was like, yes, I do. And then they said, okay, can you come in, or we can do a weekend clinic. Can you come in and we'll assess you and move on to the next thing? I was like, great, fantastic. The problem is, as soon as I go for that appointment, I know what's going to happen. They're going to refer me to an MRI, which will be what happens next. As soon as I go to that appointment, I'm off for 2 year wait. Yeah. I'm back to zero. Yeah. So even if they get those 2 year waits down, the lived reality for the 800,000 people, well, the 800,000 waits in Wales, is not reflective of that of the reality of what they're saying. So even if they say, oh yeah, we've got rid of all the 2 year waits, everybody knows someone who's on a waiting list. Yeah. And even if they fix all of that in the next 9 months, which they physically can't do, we're still going to be in a position where people are deeply, deeply resentful of how their health service has been managed. And this is their only plan.
Like, since we've been doing this podcast for a year, and it's still a long time to go. Let's see what they can do. It feels like there was too much to do. And as you say, like, a unity candidate made sense at the time where you're putting a sticking plaster over things. And maybe it was better for them to sort of kick 7 lumps of shit out of each other to find this candidate who everyone was behind. They will probably get to do that in May.
Yeah. It does. It feels like, when you've got such a long to-do list that what you actually do is have a lie down because you're like, even the thought of looking at this is too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. So,
That's the energy it's giving. And also, like, looking into the election now, if we're going to see, for anybody who does see reform as a threat, is Eluned the person who is going to stand up to the likes of Nigel Farage in Wales? There's no comparison.
So at the moment, I'm writing a book about Wales, and I'm looking at the kind of how the system itself kind of entrenches Wales in poverty and means that things can't really get better. If a Labour First Minister had come in and said from the very beginning, this needs to change, these are the fundamental parts of our society and our system which aren't working, and demanded change and fought for it, I think there would have been an opportunity to take people with them, and they could have positioned themselves as Wales's advocates. She didn't. She took this awful middle ground where she said, yes, there are lots of issues. I'm going to speak to Keir Starmer about them. So she acknowledged the problem, said that they wanted to get it fixed. UK government didn't fix it. She acted like she had initiated the very small changes they had made, so we now still have the problem, and she has failed to do anything about it.
So now she almost seems like part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because of that, she does, like, anybody who does feel really angry as to the state of, like, what is devolved in Wales or even what's not, it's easy to blame her. or Labour, and I want to correct myself as well when I say that, can she stick up to Nigel Farage? I don't think there's anybody actually within the Welsh Labour Party at the moment who really would be another option even.
There's a reason he's been such a successful politician, because no one really can go toe-to-toe with him at the level that he does. I think there are people, we spoke to Leanne a couple of episodes ago. Leanne Wood did a very good job of sort of like trying to sort of puncture that narrative. But there's a reason that he's so successful as a communicator, because he does have that, in that same sort of Donald Trump way, ability to speak to people.
The thing is, Nigel Farage has huge glaring electoral weaknesses. 70% of people in Wales and the wider UK don't want to vote Reform. 70% of people don't want it.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when I ask how you're getting that?
Well, the polls at the moment say Reform are on about 30%.
Right, okay.
So by that definition, there's 70% of people who say they're not voting Reform. Most people do not subscribe to what Nigel Farage is espousing. As Mel said last week, what the Tories and Labour have completely failed to do is put forward any actual vision that they can own. And I agree with you. I don't believe anyone in Welsh Labour is in a position to put forward a vision, because they've never had a conversation about what their vision is. I don't agree that Farage is unstoppable, but I think he's unstoppable by the current political leadership
crop of what the opposition can. Yeah.
And I think we have to seriously consider that. The fact is there are, and I think this is quite an ugly part of our politics in this country, which is those people, I disagree with those people, therefore they're stupid. Do you know what I mean? And actually those people have a right to vote as much as anybody else, and will go and exercise it when they feel left behind, and then we all cry when we haven't got our way like we normally do at the ballot box. And that's what I fear is going to happen again. And I do think that, we have to take so seriously the risk. Like you say, he's not this deity, he's not this unstoppable force, he can be stopped. Is Eluned Morgan going to do that? I don't think so.
What I will be really clear is, I'm not saying that Reform voters are stupid. I think Reform voters are stupid as any group of voters, quite frankly.
But they're only recently Reform voters, right? Yeah. They've come from a variety of different parties of the last sort of year, 18 months.
But what I'm saying is that I know people, not all of them, there's some people in the party who are very clever, but in a quite sly way. But some people around Farage and people who've represented that party are just not that bright. And
100%. I know these guys. Do you know what I mean? I know them, and I would not put them in any position of power whatsoever. I 100% agree with you.
Do you think they do well on the chase? That's always my sort of metric of how smart somebody is.
I'd love to see them on Total Wipeout, just for my own satisfaction.
Would you want to go on the chase?
No, I'd find it too intimidating.
I'd always go for the higher number.
Yeah, no, I would as well.
Yeah, exactly. These people who go in, I'm just going to go middle today because fuck off.
Or the low off, the minus number. Oh. What are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
Leave.
Go to therapy if that's how little self-confidence you have. You're here once. Go for the 40 grand.
Yeah, it's better for you to fake a heart attack on the studio floor than to do a round to lose £1,000. So we keep you in the final round.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Debbie.
Yeah, and also if you're that bad, we don't need you in the final round.
No, pathetic.
Yeah.
Umming and ahhing, pressing the buzzer over me.
To be clear, I think I would fail at any level of the chase because
to chat with Bradley just gets too flustered.
He's absolutely no, I can't do this.
No, I think I'd probably freeze. I think I'd probably freeze on it.
I always think this, that when I play at home, I'm like, I'm fucking great. And then I'd get in, it's like the 1% club. I think I'd be that stupid one who's click blue when it's clearly red.
I find that game, I want them to bring back Deal or No Deal. I'd really like to play that.
Deal or No Deal, I hate it so much.
Really?
I don't understand it.
Oh, we should play a Deal or No Deal at the live show.
Okay. So how long is this live show? We promised so much.
I know. Let's not do that. I don't want to make the boxes. Can't go to Hobbycraft again.
So in summary, Lenand Morgan, I quite personally, I find her very personally quite amicable. I think...
A likeable person.
Yeah. I find her quite likeable. I think she's personal in a way that many, many politicians aren't. I think in general, she's quite straight talking. But what I think is she is so wired into this kind of Welsh Labour mentality where they've put such artificial parameters on their own ambition and their own thinking and their own ability to rock the boat that they're in and is sinking. I think they don't want to rock the boat which is already in a storm. The boat's rocking.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide which way you want to rock it. Oh my God, these analogies are incredible.
Just don't come a knocking.
But I just think the last year of Lenand Morgan has been exactly what we all thought it would be. muddling along. As you listen to this, Wrexham is probably hours away. The Wrexham live show.
Mere hours. We will see you there. Even if you're not from North Wales, travel up. We will be. Jump in.
Yeah, get in the boot.
Get on the bus.
Yeah.
Get on the bus.
post bus.
Yeah, Mel's going to drive it. And then
One way.
if you've got any children, chuck them on the bus and then just don't get on yourself.
Argue with your sister.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, you can get tickets on TPALB's website or you can find it in the show notes. We really loved the one in Cardiff and yeah, this Wrexham one's going to be really fun. So
Absolutely,
be nice to see you all there.
Yes.
Anything else to plug, Robin?
I've got a tour on sale. It starts in the spring. No, January. Is that spring? It starts early next year. I'm doing some Welsh dates. Please come along.
Amazing. It's not actually that far away. It's Aberystwyth Comedy Festival. Are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm doing 3 shows.
Are you? I'm doing one on the Friday night.
What date is it?
October 2nd.
Yeah, it's the first weekend in October.
Yeah. So it could be 2nd, could be 3rd. On the Friday, in the evening, I'm doing a very exciting table read of a pilot that I have written.
Nice.
And it's got some great members of the cast in as well. So please do come along to that. It's at 7:30. I'll stick links in my bio and stuff like that.
Love that. As we record, this hasn't been announced, but by the time it comes out, it will be. I've got Robin's face. My book, For Wales, See Wales, is now available. Fucking hell.
Is it?
We haven't been paid for this.
I mean, I'll do no work, but please do pay me.
Yeah. I didn't write it. I'm happy to take the money.
My book, Who Cares About Wales, is now available for pre-order. You can get it from Eluled. You can get it from the Welsh Books Council. You can get it on Amazon for pre-order. Try not to.
I love Amazon.
It's Who Cares About Wales? It's exciting. I'm going to talk about it more in coming months. But
I saw the cover, I believe. Did you post your cover?
I sent it. I put it in the group for you guys to have a look at.
Yeah, really liked it.
It's really cool. I can't wait to read it.
It's making me angry in a good way.
Oh yeah.
It's just a picture of Will's face.
Cool. Who Cares About Wales? Have a look it up. So that's all from this week. Massive thank you for Heyman Media, and hopefully see you guys in Wrexham.
See you in Wrexham!
Bye.